All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Nap coming out with a lesson, Lord's will. It's edifying. Okay, so I found online there's this Job Corps shutting down, man. Okay, so let me share my screen. Job Corps is shutting down, man. This place is done. Now, if you don't know about Job Corps, I mean, they basically a lot of people they've used. Matter of fact, let's see what this is talking about.
Proven that it's like you can get somewhere if you put your mind to your education.
From construction to manufacturing, healthcare to shipbuilding, Job Corps has filled the demands of countless employers and helped thousands of students succeed in the workforce each year.
When you come here and get that free hands-on training at that, this is very, very good, especially prepping you for the real world and having skills that you need to get the jobs that pay you very well.
But today, Job Corps faces unprecedented challenges. The administration recommended zero funding for the program. And in March, the Department of Labor made a decision that stalled Job Corps by stopping admissions of new students. This decision has left thousands of young people ready to attend stranded. This is where you come in. We need your voice and the voices of people like you to ensure this program continues to thrive.
Job Corps, best decision I ever made.
Job Corps has given me a great opportunity to get my education and get the socialization I didn't get as a kid.
I love the challenge. It pushes me to do way more.
Call or email your member of Congress today and tell them how important Job Corps is for our future workforce. Share your personal stories of how Job Corps has impacted your life or the life of a loved one.
The teachers, counselors, and staff here are amazing. They've made such a big difference in my life.
Ask your members of Congress to continue funding Job Corps and reinstate background checks and resume enrollments immediately so thousands of young Americans can get the skills they need to join the workforce.
Job Corps really changed me.
I am a success because of Job Corps.
Now is the time to act. Job Corps has changed generations of young people's lives, and it'll continue to do so with your help. Call your members of Congress today and be a part of a movement to save Job Corps.
You know, ain't no saving Job Corps, man. This place is done. This place is done, man. So that's what it is, man. You know, they help. A lot of people used to go to Job Corps, you know, to find work. If you didn't want to go to, you didn't want to finish college, you go to Job Corps, get your GED, and learn yourself a trade. Okay, a lot of people did join Job Corps because people were getting, people were pregnant. People weren't, they weren't doing good in school and all of that. Let me see their locations. I know this. I don't know if they're all over the place, but locations in the U.S. Let's see where they're predominantly. There's 121 centers across the United States and 2 in Puerto Rico. So they're all over the place, man. Okay. But what inspired me is, hey, this is the Lord. The Lord don't this. He's shutting Babylon down, which is America. If you didn't know that, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites, man. Well, you better get on the. You better learn, man. This is what you should be learning anyway. Your job is to know this word, man. Okay, you got to know what the will of the Lord is. Okay, let's start over here in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, in verse 14. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light." Hamashiach meaning the Messiah. Okay, the anointed one. Yeah, he's a Hebrew. He's an Israelite. Okay, Christ is Greek. Okay, you need to learn about the Greeks. You need to be. The Lord's tired of you trying to invest in Babylon. He's shutting this place down, man. He's tired of how this has been running. Okay, Ephesians 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. You can't see what's going on in the world. These different countries and how it's going to accumulate up to the point of prophecy. If you don't know what's written in the Bible, you better learn that right now, man. This is the time to get to know about the Lord. Because for a while we've been investing our time here in Babylon, which is America, and this place is being shut down, and the Lord is waking up the children of Israel. Okay, Micah chapter 2 verse 10: Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. You trying to invest in this place so you can have a nice future in this place, but this place is done. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. So you knowing that this place is polluted, your food's polluted, the education that you're receiving is polluted. Okay, because not only the reason why it's polluted is because it's making you think that you actually have a future here, and you just don't, man. Okay, you just don't. This place is shutting it down. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna start over here. Actually, I already started, but actually no, I don't need to go there yet. Let me just jump over here. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, so the grinders is talking about you working. The keepers of the house are talking about the people who maintain this place. You know, they're trembling, man. These companies are trembling. There's no it's so unstable. Okay, so people don't know how to invest, where to invest. There's so much uncertainty with these different wars, these different tariffs, and all of these things. The future is uncertain. The keepers of the house, these different bankers, these different heads of companies, businesses are going out, investments are not going. There's a change happening, and to not invest in Job Corps is a huge, how can I put it? That's big, man. That's in order for this place to grow, you need people that know how to work with their hands. But there's not going to be any future here for Babylon. Okay, so the keepers of the house are trembling, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders, which are y'all trying to work, all that's coming to an end. You don't see what's going on with automation. You don't see what's going on with this self-driverless vehicles and um, um, digital currencies and technology growing at a rapid rate. There's no need for grinding, working. Okay, these jobs are going to be taken away. So what does that mean for you? It means those that look out of the windows be darkened. There's no future. Okay, and that's what people are complaining about. Okay, the grinder sees because there are few. There's few jobs, and it's going to get fewer and fewer, especially as these wars kick up. That's what's really going to happen, man. That's going to be the job. You either go on a war and getting put to death, or you serving the Lord, man. That's it. Okay, that's the only job you're gonna have is serving the Lord. If you're not on the Lord's side, hey, get prepared to be judged. Okay, there ain't no future here. Okay, Ecclesiastes 12 and 4, and doors shall be shut in the streets. That means there's gonna be closures. There's gonna be no work, man. Just like in 2020. Or I think that, as a matter of fact, was it 2020 or was it the George Floyd? They tried to shut everything down. They had police all over the place. They were boarding up the stores, because they were kicking in the stores and robbing them. Things like that are gonna happen. The same thing. Uprising of the people. And this is just another situation that's leading up to those days. When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So you're going to rise up at the voice of a bird because they ain't nowhere to work. Okay. I wanted to grab this in YouTube. Ain't going to be no work. No work for Egypt. Job Corps shutting down. This is 3 days ago. Let's look at this.
Looks like we've told people Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
A shock for trainees at Flint's Job Corps Center, which is being forced to shut down earlier than initially announced. The news coming on the heels of a Department of Labor review last month suggesting such sites cost more than they're worth.
Staff and students tell TV5's Trey Harris that the accelerated closure date is not only disruptive, but damaging their futures.
At Flint Genesee Job Corps Center, 147 students were focused on building careers. Now, they're just trying to figure out what's next.
But this kept people safe, but I don't know what's gonna happen after. I ain't gonna lie.
The U.S. Department of Labor announced this week that Flint is one of 5 Job Corps centers that will pause operations by August 31st, citing fiscal year 2025 budget cuts that dropped the program.
So there's only 121. Okay, if he knocking out 5, then he gonna knock it. The rest are coming down too. But even if some of them stay up, they're gonna be there's gonna be no work for you to do. Okay, that's where this automation comes into play. And this is Job Corps. Job Corps, this is free. So in all actuality, you winning. A lot of people are going to these colleges. You know, they're taking out huge loans. Job Corps, I think you actually get paid to go to school. This is a huge program, man. And you can go up into this. I think you can go all the way up until you're 25. You know, so this helped a lot of people get on their feet, man. But the Lord's shutting this all down because if you ain't serving the Lord, man, you pretty much, you're done out here. Okay, and this is not, he's shutting down everything. Everything. You're getting dollar stores shut down, Targets being closed down. You know, a bunch of stores already got shut down. And the more and more we go into the future, hey, more is going to get shut down. So where you going to work at?
Programs funding by nearly $100 million.
Governments are not made to be efficient. They're made to help the people and assist the people. And if that costs money, that costs money. If it's better ways to do it, it's better ways to do it. But this is what's working right now.
But here in Flint, staff say the shutdown is already underway. A stop work order takes effect June 30th, 2 months earlier than expected. And now internal systems are down. An email sent Friday confirms staff have lost access to critical platforms like Citrix, making it nearly impossible to operate.
We had a meeting at 2 o'clock. And they told us that basically we got to pack our stuff.
That's left students and instructors in the dark, scrambling for answers while trying to stay focused on what brought them here in the first place.
It's kind of sad they shutting everything down because I ain't got my education. I ain't got my license. I came back here to get my life together, and it's just confusing me how they shut it down.
I needed my high school diploma, all type of stuff. But I was working towards that so I can do my CDL because that was my #1 goal.
Many of these students live on campus. Others rely on this program for high school diplomas, vocational certifications, and job placement.
A lot of people in here don't got nowhere to go. A lot of people in here trying to change their life around, trying to get a house, trying to get a trade, trying to go to the union, trying to build money up so they can have a better life because some people come from.
Staff are now calling for a community response, asking local leaders, schools, and employers to step up and help transition these students into stable housing, secondary education, and the workforce.
You're hurting more than you helping. The money is not the issue right now.
The Flint Genesee Job Corps has long been a safety net for youth in mid-Michigan. But with systems down, staff overwhelmed, and the clock ticking, that safety net is unraveling fast. In Flint, Trey Harris, TV5.
The Department of Labor says affected students will be ordered transfers to other Job Corps sites, which could mean relocating hundreds of miles away from home.
But hey, I'm telling you right now, it's going to get ugly, man. You go to another site, it don't matter, man. This is just slowly the Lord's turning this place off. Okay? This place ain't gonna have no work for Egypt, man. Isaiah 19:14, it says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So he's gonna make sure this gets fulfilled, man. No work for Egypt. Okay, Egypt's another way of talking about Babylon, America. Okay, it's another code word for America. Okay, Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 17. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the fields shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. So just like, you know, you people, food, famine, okay? There's not gonna, you're already starting to see that, okay? You look what's going on in Gaza, in Yemen, okay? There's already famines. It started with Yemen, but look at Gaza now. That's going to increase, okay? And if there's no food, what does that mean about the jobs? There's gonna be less jobs, okay? That's what's gonna happen here in Babylon. This is why we make these videos, to warn the Heavenly Father's people. Because that's what he told his prophets to be doing. Second Esdras, chapter 15. And 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not their incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Okay, so this place is going to be destroyed. Okay, death, famine, destruction. This is what we're telling you, man. Okay, this is what we're telling you. This is what you should be studying. And if you go to another location, that doesn't mean you go back to sleep. Okay, because the majority of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you need to know about Jacob's trouble. You need to know about the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip that they're trying to put in your right hand or your forehead. Okay, you don't want to take that because you are saying the so-called white man is your God. Okay, but he's Esau according to the Bible. Okay, so you need to know about Esau. It's very important that you know who the devil is. Okay, Haggai 1:11, and I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hands. So it's going to be no work, no food, nothing to reap. No work, man. Okay? And don't think he's not going to do it. He told you they are faithful and true. And he's talking about his word. Okay? You can put your life on it that these things are going to happen. Second Esdras 16:40. O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that had no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. Okay, so you laboring in vain. If you think this place is going to last and you're not investing in the Heavenly Father, okay, putting in the work to reap mercy, okay, this is what you're gonna need in these. You're gonna need grace, mercy, faith. Okay, this is what we should be laboring for. Second Esdras chapter 16 verse 46, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and make their children's captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. Like as a whore envieth a right honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness have iniquity when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face when he cometh, that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth. And that's talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh is the Heavenly Father's name in Hebrew. It means he exists. Bahashem meaning in the name of who the world ignorantly calls a so-called white man named Jesus Christ. His name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and he's a so-called black man for if you didn't know. Okay, and you need to know that because for truth's sakes, you've been lied to. Okay, just for truth's sakes. Okay, Revelation 18 verse 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. Okay, so there's gonna not be any work. This place is ultimately going to be utterly destroyed. But, before that happens, there's going to be a systematic fall of this place. And that's what the Lord's doing. Okay, he's systematically destroying Babylon. Second Esdras 5 and 12. At the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Okay, yeah, you're going to labor, but not prosper. Okay, because in order to keep your wealth, you're going to have to take a digital RFID, a radio frequency identification device in your right hand or your forehead in order to participate, in order to buy or sell. Okay, you need to be ready for that. Okay, because it's right around the corner. You need to find your teachers now. And where are they? They're on these internet highways and byways trying to reach the Lord's sheep. Okay? However they can. Because this is who this work is for. Psalms 146 and 3, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Okay? And it's talking about people. Don't trust in a man to save you. You need to trust in the Lord. Okay? Because that's the only one that can save you. Men, they lie. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is not a man that he should lie. Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Yeah, everyone who trusts in Pharaoh, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, who runs the whole world, according to Job 9 and 24. You're going to get pierced, literally with his MOTB, but you trusting in a system that can't save you, okay? When the only thing that can save you is the Lord. And if you trust in anything outside of that, it's going to cost. Isaiah 33 And 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And I'm ending right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Shalom.